finances for navigating life's uncertainty while during menopause. And I hope to see somebody on here in just a minute. I am sitting at the water in my happy place, and I know it's been a while since I've posted. Let's see here. This is where I'm at this morning, and I'm glad to be on this morning. I just posted a long form video not long ago, just kind of ranting about certain things that's going on in our life's uncertainties while life is lifing. And I hope that everybody has been doing really good. I hope that you all had a wonderful Mother's Day, and mine's was good. I had a great Mother's Day. Church dinner that my oldest daughter made. She made a really good lasagna. And then we had the time at the um, Jazz on the Cumberland, a live jazz series here in Nashville that started in May this month, and it will go on, I believe, until September. But I didn't come on to talk about that. I was thinking the other day about the journey of menopause, how I ended up with this condition. Navigating life's uncertainties, this channel was birthed out of just wanting to help other women to navigate menopause the way that the only way I know how, and that is through my faith and having God in the center of everything. And it's really, the condition is really, when it comes to certain things and certain symptoms that you have. And the only way that I know how to navigate these things is if I'm talking to God, in which I keep Him in the center of everything often. And that's even things beyond menopause. Hi, whoever you are, thank you for coming. I'm just talking about how I ended up with this condition, with menopause. And I was getting ready to go into speaking about my menopause was surgically induced. And I know I didn't talk to you guys about this, how I ended up with this condition. And it's very important that we understand that menopause is not just a natural way or a natural process always when it comes to a woman aging, right? Menopause can be surgically induced, how mine was. And I ended up with fibroids. And it was a process how it went from just a couple of fibroids to multiple fibroids until I ended up acquiring 7 fibroids. And I'm talking about in a number of like a couple of years, over a couple of years. And the biggest fibroid is what caused the major problems, where I could no longer work a consistent shift without having to leave early. And if any of you women ever experience fibroids, you know what I'm alluding to. Wink, right? And the fibroids, as a result of that, caused me to have to go into a hysterectomy. That's how I ended up with menopause. And it was one ovary that was taken. I believe was the most dominant producing ovary, and that caused my estrogen to deplete during that surgery. And the worst thing about it is that my doctor during the consultation never told me that he would be taking one of my ovaries. Okay? So anyway, hence where I'm at right now. But this surgery as a result, or the menopause as a result of that surgery, has caused me to acquire a passion for other women. And this is why navigating life's uncertainties during menopause. Hi, how y'all doing? I'm so glad to see you all on here. And I'm a conversationalist, and so speaking on the short videos and things like that, I cannot really bounce back between myself and other women. I want y'all to have this opportunity to ask me any questions, and I was just talking about how I ended up with menopause and how, the it was surgically induced, by one of my ovaries being taken. And since then, I've been battling since 2013 up to current. 2025 is when I finally got on the HRT patch in 2025. After battling this menopause since 2013, I thought that I was crazy. I thought that something was going on with me that, I could not control. And actually, I could not control the menopause at that time. Relationships were messed up, work relationships, all the things. And my doctor never set me up for intervention after post surgery, to hand me off to someone who could care for me and just in case I ended up with menopause. So all this time, again, from 2013 to 2025, I was going through the process and didn't even know it. Because cognitively, sometimes we're not present, to really diagnose and put a finger on what's going on with us, with the hot flashes, hyper emotional, right? Like you cannot even control your emotions. And, I mean, all the things that speaks to menopause. So in 2025, I ended up on the HRT patch. Now, this is not something that I am just trying, I'm trying to talk anybody into getting on HRT. I'm just letting you know what worked for me. And when I started going through the suicidal thoughts and could not again control my anxiety, emotions, and things like that, I knew there was something else I needed to do. And that's when I went on and got a new gynecologist who actually diagnosed me and told me, and she gave me options. It wasn't something that she, you know, threw at me, she did tell me that the HRT patch would be a suggestion. And so we went on from that, and I went from one dose to another until I got adjusted. Now I'm adjusted. I am able to speak fluidly. I am able to talk about things that's on my mind, although I still have those hiccups in my thought process. It's not always a way, fluidity, in how I'm thinking. It does take me a while sometimes to talk about certain things or to finish a topic, without having the hiccups, right? And it's just, at first it was embarrassing, but there's a reason for it. So there's no reason to be embarrassed about having hiccups in the process of having a conversation. Like midway, we lose our train of thought, and that's a normal process. But I just want to tell you, ladies, and encourage you that there is peace, there is color, there is sun at the end on the other side of this dark tunnel that we are going through. Trust me, even though I'm on the patch, I am still navigating life and its uncertainties while during menopause, And so everything that I have done, is as a result of God. I know it had to be Him because it was one day when I broke down and I could not stop crying. Like I was so emotional and thinking about now it causes me to be emotional because it's not always something that you can control by yourself. So I want you all to know, put God in the center of everything having to do with this menopause, because that's the only way you'll be able to navigate these life's uncertainties while during menopause is allowing God to be in the center of everything, of it all. So this is Francis for Navigating Life's Uncertainties once again, and I just want to come on and just say hi. And I'm glad that you all stayed for as long as you did. Have a blessed day, y'all. I'm trying to get out of this because I don't know.